A messy, mixed bag of wintry weather as a winter storm warning sets to go into effect very shortly. Crews are out clearing a thick layer of ice from the sidewalks in some places. Here in downtown Baltimore, for example. In other places, people are getting some heavy snow. And this is video just in from Westminster, where you can see there is a decent covering of snow and sleet on the roads, sidewalks, and on the grass. Plows are out, but conditions will remain slick overnight. Live look outside right now at the situation. Crews trying to keep up, but it's slick in some spots. Just how bad will things get as it gets dark and the temperatures begin to drop? Let's get an immediate update on the forecast with Bob Turk and Meg McNamara. First, here's Meg.
All right, take a look at the radar. We have a break coming up in the precipitation. A lot of it now moving off to the north and northeast. As you can clearly see, we have a little rain south of us. To the north of us, it's primarily in the form of snow. In between, across portions of the Central Mountain, we've had a little sleet, a little snow mixed in, and a little bit of rain or freezing rain. Now, a big break coming in just south of Baltimore region. So overnight tonight for several hours, we don't expect to see much in the way of precipitation. That's a good thing, although temperatures may drop at or below the freezing mark most places. So any slush out there is probably going to freeze. But as you just mentioned a minute ago, we do have a winter storm warning that will be in effect through tomorrow evening. The bulk of the snow that we're expecting with the second system will be coming tomorrow. And some of that snow can certainly be heavy at times, particularly across northern sections where it's going to be colder for a much, much longer time. 8 to 12 inches possible north of the Beltway, 12 to 18 in western and northern sections, 6 to 8 south of the city, and about 4 to 6 on the lower eastern shore. Meg is look once again at what we have coming away in some of the snowfall amounts. Meg?
Hi there, Bob. So yes, those areas that we just saw that could see up to 1.5 feet, well, they already have some impressive numbers. So 8 inches there, Frostburg for Allegheny County, 7 inches for Bloomfield. We dropped that down to 6.5 there for Thurmont, Norrisville, 5 inches. And then a contrast here as we check out Brooklynville, just under 2 inches of snow. So as Bob mentioned, what we're seeing right now is round one beginning to taper off. So this precipitation is going to wrap up over the next few hours before it ramps back up overnight. So we're going to see some of these areas that have just seen sleet so far tonight, that's going to turn over to snow. And what we're looking at throughout the day tomorrow is consistent snowfall across the entire state. That's why we're expecting such high numbers as the snow kind of just goes on and on. We'll time that out for you in just a second. What we're also going to be dealing with is not only obviously snow on the roads, very, very icy conditions. We're also looking at the potential for blowing snow thanks to the strong wind gusts as that coastal low intensifies and moves away from us. So we'll time that out for you, get you set for your day tomorrow coming up in just a sec. Mary?
Meg, thank you. Now let's go to Jonathan McCall live with the problems this messy mix is causing already. Jonathan?
Yeah, and it's definitely impacting a number of roads all across Maryland, Mary. Right now we are at in Towson along York Road. Things are okay here, not necessarily the case further north along York Road where areas are completely covered in snow. Maryland State Police say since 8 o'clock this morning, they've responded to more than 600 calls alone for service. More than 200 of those were for crashes.
On the first day of spring, Baltimore braces for a big blast of Mother Nature's freezing fury.
The Baltimore region has been spared for the most part for the big ones, but we think we're going to get it this time.
The storm rolling in early this morning dropped off rain, which quickly changed throughout the day. Slick and slushy roads from the snow and sleet kept emergency crews as well as tow trucks busy responding to dozens of crashes, including this one along the JFX and this one near Moncton where the driver of this SUV plowed into a tree.
Slick and dicey roads are also being blamed for a deadly two-car crash in Carroll County Tuesday morning. Maryland State Police say that a 20-year-old woman was headed north on Route 97 when she lost control and hit another car. Transportation officials are now warning drivers to use caution on the roads during the storm and to watch out for workers out looking to keep the roads safe.
There's going to be a lot of plowing, a lot of salting, and we're going to need a lot of space to do that.
Maryland highway crews are now working in 12-hour shifts, spreading salt and brine on the roads. But in Baltimore County,
we're expecting anywhere between 4 and 10 inches of snow.
It's all hands on deck as 400 workers, as well as dozens of contractors, work with some 90,000 tons of salt to monitor 8,000 roads. As the storm arrived, students across Baltimore headed home. Not looking to have kids caught in the mess, schools across the area ended classes up to 3 hours early.
And we have been watching this, and we have been watching the sleet, at least here where we are in Towson, come in waves in the last few hours or so. We're actually starting to see it pick up a little bit right now. But once again, as you head up north, a completely different scene in areas like Cockeysville, Hunt Valley, and in Moncton. Officials say that the worst of this storm has yet to hit, so make sure you stay with the WJZ weather team as we continue to track it for you. Live tonight in Towson, I'm Jonathan McCall reporting for WJZ.
Jonathan, thank you. And WJZ will be on the air early tomorrow, beginning at 4:30 a.m. Be sure to check in for the updated forecast along with traffic updates and the latest on any closings or delays. And remember to download WJZ's weather app to keep track of our changing weather. Get hourly, daily, and extended forecast plus severe weather warnings. Just search WJZ Weather and get our app.